Turn on your sound, turn on your sound, and turn on your sound. Hey, this is Brian Johnson. Welcome to my Monday night training, where tonight we're going to be talking about nutrition truths, and I'm going to show you how to discover how to avoid and prevent depression and anxiety through 5 simple tactics. So we're going to talk about a few different things tonight. But first things first, if this is your first time, what's up, Shannon? Just type first timer. If you're a veteran, type veteran. And for those of you on my top feed up here, this is my Think Great Lose Weight page. Those of you on my bottom feed down here, this is my personal page. What's up, Miss Lori Solis? And those of you that are my veterans and you feel inspired, please share my post, because what I'm going to be talking about tonight is something that impacts literally 1 in 4 people, and I honestly would say probably 1 in 3 from my own experience. Just most people are unaware of it. So the things I'm going to be sharing with you tonight will literally make a massive difference in your life if you trust what I'm saying. If you follow my advice and you give me 1% of your trust, undoubtedly I will earn the other 99 with your permission. So with your permission, I'm going to start sharing with you. What's up, Miss Brandy Jean Reed? Hey, Lori, it's good to see your smiling face. What's up, Miss Cynthia? How are you? So we're going to go ahead and dig in, right? And it's important to understand that I encourage you always to be open-minded, because what most people don't understand is like our minds are like parachutes, and parachutes work best when they are what, class? Parachutes work best when they are what? Open or closed? This is a response required question. Miss you too, champ. Hope you're doing well. Response required. Parachutes work best when they are what? Open or closed? It's really a no-brainer for the most part. So for those of you that are about to pop on and say open, that's correct, because you being open-minded is only the best way that I can serve you. What's up, Miss Jennifer Cole? Because I'm going to be putting some information tonight in front of your little brain. Hey, babe. Putting some information tonight in front of your little brain. What's up, Mr. Kurt Malley? In front of your brain, to really help you to understand how to combat and reverse and prevent depression and anxiety through tactics that are very simple. And tonight we're going to talk about 5 different ones, all right? So number 1, those of you who have followed me and been connected with me for a while know that I'm a huge component about emotions, and understanding that the emotional catalyst is what creates the physical response, which most people don't acknowledge and are unaware of. And when you understand that and you can dig into body language, you're literally going to be able to see exactly what's happening so much faster. Like you should name yourself Yoda, all right? So open-minded, here we go. So we're going to talk about emotional belief systems, number 1, with anxiety. All right, number 2, we're going to talk about environmental factors, like what's going to make you be more anxious. Why would you have more fear pop up? Is it electrical chaos? We're going to talk about different things that are available to you. Number 3, we're going to talk about what to avoid, which is important. What's up, Mark Douglas? Number 4, we're going to talk about what to do nutritionally, which is obviously important, because what people don't understand is when you start putting foods into your body, that changes your electrical chemistry. When you change your electrical chemistry, you also change the way that you feel, which then encompasses a whole new spectrum of thoughts that also come along with that. So when you understand the nutrition and the things that are going on, you're going to literally be able to make different choices that create different results and ultimately create different outcomes. And naturally, that's what we're really looking to do, right? Yes or no? Yes or yes. That's right. Awesome. So number 5, we're going to talk about lifestyle action steps. We're going to talk about deliverable tactics that you can do today to help to start to recognize, shift, and change and experience the life that you truly desire to experience. And naturally, this is all we're looking to do, really, right? What's up, Tara? Good to see you. Looking forward to connecting with you tomorrow morning and knocking out your nutrition program. What's up, Jason? Carlos? So it's great to see all of you, everyone coming on and coming alive. Hope you're having a fantastic Christmas, really enjoying time with your family, and really maximizing your opportunity here on planet Earth, because guess what? Today is the only day that we have allotted so far. If you make it to tomorrow, then you are blessed, because there's a lot of people who will not at the same time. What's up, Miss Kathleen? I've been thinking about you lately. I'm so glad you finally pop up again. It's great to see you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get in. Hey, Jay, let's just go ahead and get into some stuff. For those of you that are connected with me, you can follow along with my notes. For those of you that are not connected on my email list, make sure you do so, because you can follow along with my notes. And we take a lot of time to go through there and rip these out. So you literally can print them up and see them exactly. Like I'm literally giving you the notes to the castle so you understand exactly what to do. Hey, Tammy. Awesome, Vanessa. We got people text messages and sending messages all at the same time. So with your permission, let's have some fun. So did you know? Thank you, Danny. And those of you that have not shared and feel called and resonated, please do. That is the best way not to thank me, the best way to help your brothers and sisters, because the only way that I can truly do that is by your support, because with your support, we can reach so many people much more faster than I would ever be able to do on my own. And I'm so grateful and honored that you would share. What's up, Gary LeBro? Good to see you, bro. LeBro. So, depression affects 1 in 4 women, interestingly enough, in their lifetime. And honestly, it impacts guys. I think guys just deal with it a little bit differently due to our testosterone levels in our body, which we'll talk about, because when you have low testosterone, you're definitely going to experience more fear in your life. And if you're experiencing more fear in your life, you will definitely have less faith, because it cannot occupy the same place at the same time. If that makes sense, just type a yes. And ladies, this will also have something to do with your hormones as well. All right. So if that makes sense, just type a yes so I know where we're at so far. And you can post questions. I go back and those are for my replay viewers. If this is your first time, just type the message first timer. If you're coming over from Instagram, just type Instagram on there too, so we can love on you and make sure you're welcome. All right, everyone's good so far. All right, so here we go. 30%. Now this is going to be interesting. Thank you, Sean. And I know you're going to find this. What's up, Jennifer? You're probably going to find this rather interesting. What's up, Eric? So this is pretty interesting, right? So 30% of college students actually come down with depression. Now, I don't know. I don't watch the news often. If I do watch the news, I find it somewhere on someone else's TV or if I'm out at the gym or something doing that deal. Hey, Miss Audrey Nicole. It's crazy when the whole election deal went down, all the people and all the kids who had to have Play-Doh and all that stuff. That's ridiculous. I'm not even going to go any further on that. And 30% of college students become depressed, probably because they realize they're going to have to get your ass a job at some point. Yeah, I had that opportunity too. So my encouragement to you is to enjoy your college experience, also understanding that it is going to be a point in time in life when it is time to join the real world. So with that in mind, let's make sure we have a great time. So anxiety affects 18 million women, 2 times more likely to be impacted. Why do you think that is? That's such a great question. So I would like to know, why do you think women are more impacted by anxiety than men, or do you think men are just less likely to show it? I appreciate you sharing, Eric. And for those of you that have shared, T.R. King, thank you so much. Brandy, I appreciate all of you that are sharing, because you're going to allow me to help a lot more people. And without you, I would not be able to do what I do on the level that I do it at. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eric. So here we go. We're going to talk about spiritual and physical differences of disease. When I say that, like, for example, that's exactly right. Sean Carpenter said it. So those of you on my personal feed down here, Sean Carpenter said hormones. So did Carlos too, and that's right. Women experience it a little bit more because of the hormone differences, right? So if, say, for example, a female undergoes their period or their menstrual cycles, or they have a kid and then they have postpartum depression, their hormones are all out of whack. Right? Guys have less of that. We do have andropause, which is like menopause, but it's for guys, which means we start having testosterone challenges. Hey, Lynn, we start having testosterone challenges. I assure you, men, if you are 30 years old and above, you definitely should go get your testosterone levels checked, because I assure you it will make a difference. Ladies included, because you also, believe it or not, even though you don't have testes, you do have testosterone, which I didn't know for a long time, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, come on, dude. Women don't have testosterone. How does that happen? They do, interestingly enough, even though they don't have the plumbing to do it, right? What's up, Kirsty? I think that's how you say it. Good to see you. Stacy Roar. All right, so first, let's talk about the emotional belief systems, because I find that this, in my opinion, is the most fascinating stuff. Because what I've experienced, and this is working with well over 80,000 people at this point, I have experienced that we are emotional beings living a physical experience. Or if you are in agreement with that and you subscribe to that belief system, just type a yes, and let's see where everyone's at, or where you're at specifically. I appreciate it, Carlos and Gregory Taylor. So do you subscribe to the belief system that we are emotional beings living a physical experience? If you do, just type a little YES. If no, type a no. Completely cool. Knowing you're in a completely secure space here, it's all good. All right. Okay, so this is important, because emotional belief systems is really how everything happens first, right? When we have emotional situations going on and we are not understanding how to filter them, not understanding how to process them, this is where the magic happens. And this is where a lot of times we have serious challenges. So I'm going to show you this book I've been reading just for a value add. I think you will enjoy it. Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender by David Hawkins is a really, really good book. Really enjoying it. It talks about a lot of stuff that I do. You hear me talk about with body language and language command and things like that. Hold on, let me turn my fan on real quick. All right, I'm back. Gets a little hot in here. Start getting going. I'm starting to break a little sweat. So what happens is emotional systems and emotional things happen and we don't understand how to process them. Tonight we're going to get into a little bit of that as well as the nutrition components, because here's the most important part. When you're talking depression and anxiety, do you know what the most important part of your body is to actually help with that? Let's hear some guesses. Let's see what you got. Do you think it's your head, your brain? Do you think it's your heart? Do you think it's your gut? Do you think it's your foot? Maybe your left foot? How about your big toe? Like, what do you think is most important on our body to make sure that we are foolproof when it comes down to coming down with depression and anxiety? Do you know what that is? Pop question. Woo-hoo! How did I know? Look at all these fascinating young ladies and men. Look at there. Gut. That's right. Your gut is by far the most intense connection with neural pathways in our body. That is literally where all of the serotonin and dopamine actually creates in our gut and goes to our brain. This is a lot of new information, which is kind of nuts. Just recently, like probably within the last 5 or 6 years. All right. So we'll talk about all that stuff, Eric. So, and here's something that's very important to understand, because depression means you are living in the past. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Depression means you are living in the past. Why is that, Brian? Well, think about it. If you're depressed and sad, you're thinking about things that have happened in your life that no longer are present and give you the opportunity to make a new choice, which is great. Consider this. At any point in time in the day or night, you literally can make a new choice and create what you choose to do. Guess what it takes? That's right. You making a new choice. It takes you consciously saying, you know what? I don't like what it is that I experience right now. I don't like the depression. I don't like the fear. I don't like the sadness. I don't like the anxiety. Okay, what will I choose to experience instead? Where can I find this wisdom? Who can I talk to that I can model to help me understand how to shift where I'm at? Until you understand that, and until you give yourself permission to move forward, understanding there is another way, there is no other way. You will be stuck. You will be depressed. All right? Very important. So here we go. Everybody repeat after me. Matter of fact, not everybody. You repeat after me. I give myself permission to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Let's hear you. Ready? I give myself permission to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Why do I say that? Because guess what? Life is going to happen every day. Guess what? Every day change is going to happen. And guess what? Most people are scared to death of change. I'm merely giving you the opportunity to be loved into life because of change. Because guess what? That's the only thing that is consistent. So if you can tell yourself something different, you will experience something different. If you're still functioning off of old operating systems or old computerware from 1960s, you need to update. You need to get 11.0 Apple software, whatever you got. Like, update your operating systems. Because honestly, when my coach told me about this, Mr. Bob Tennyson Stevens, love this gentleman so much. He is an amazing, I swear to you, I think this guy should have a spaceship. Every time I'm in class and we get off a break, I go look in the back to see if his spaceship's back there. That's how crazy he is. Amazing. Fascinating. Out of this world. By far the most profound instructor and teacher I've ever had. Hands down. Love you, Bob. Hey, Hannah. So it's really about upgrading our belief systems. It's about upgrading how we operate, receive, filter, and create new outcomes. What's up, Rocio? How we create new outcomes with what we're saying and what we're doing. All right? So now, anxiety. You ready? Anxiety means we're living in the future. And guess what? The only two times that actually the only time that exists is this time that right here that we're having. Are you enjoying yourself? What's up, Miss Jen? The only time we have is right now. So when you're investing time in tomorrow that doesn't happen yet, or you're investing time that yesterday that doesn't happen, guess what? You're wasting opportunities for yourself. And I'm speaking to myself included. There's only one of us here. I'm speaking to me. All right? Living in the future is predominantly, when you're living in the future, most of the time you're getting anxious, you're wasting your time because it does not exist. The best thing to do is we're going to talk about that. We're happy that you're here too. We're happy that you're here. How's that? We're going to talk about things you can do to directly center yourself to get back into the moment of now, because now is the only time it exists, right? So let's talk about past versus future thinking. So here's the deal. Everybody check in with your body right now, right? Let's do a little Brian Johnson test. Sean. Awesome. Depression Cured by Stephen somebody. Interesting last name. So check in with your body right now. Does anybody have any tightness in their stomach? If you have tightness in your stomach, just put stomach. If you have tightness in your chest or your throat, put chest or throat. If you have tightness in your back or your neck, put back or neck. I'm going to show you a little ninja trick. Johnny McCaleb, hey brother. I appreciate you, man. Glad you're here. So here's the questions on the table. Check in with your body. Do you have any tightness in your stomach? If you have tightness in your stomach, type stomach. If you have tightness in your chest or your throat, type chest or throat. If you have tightness in your back or your neck, type back or neck. Perfect. All right, we're going to go through these. All. Neck. All right, here we go. Okay, back and neck. Neck and back. Okay, everybody, let's do it. Great job on the feedback. All right, here we go. Okay. This is important. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite techniques. You've probably heard me talk about this before, okay? This is my emotional breakthrough technique. It's called ABRA, like abracadabra. Right? Here we go. The A stands for acknowledge. Audrey, Nicole, I love you. And you know what I'm going to request of you because you're amazing and I appreciate you so much. Audrey Nicole is going to put what ABRA actually means for us. And if person on my feed down here, Jennifer, if you could write that for all of our people on my personal page, that would be amazing. And I love you, and you're amazing too, and I appreciate you. So A stands for acknowledge, meaning, okay, what do I notice? Some of you got neck challenges. Some of you got back challenges. Some of you got shoulder challenges. So here's what this means, all right? A stands for acknowledge. The B stands for breathe. Breathing is the fastest way to shift any of your stuff. Hey, Shannon, I appreciate you so much. And I can help you with coming off those medications. Breathing can help you shift your experience immediately. I'm talking about me being completely Brian with you. I have had more experiences being extremely high on oxygen legally than I've ever had any of my past in illegal situations. All right? A stands for acknowledge. B stands for breathe. R stands for release. Second R stands for realign. And the A stands for appreciation. Unless you can identify where you're operating at in your current reality, there is no moving forward. I'm going to repeat that. Unless you can accurately identify what is operating emotionally in your current moment of now, there is no moving forward. Here's what I mean by that. Your body is going to tell you the exact story. Your mind is going to tell stories. Your mind's going to play tricks on you. Your ego is going to play tricks on you, all right? So here's why body language is so important. So if for those of you that said your stomach was tight, just raise your hand. All right, I see you over there. All right, so your stomach is tight. That's where fear shows up at, and that's what fear feels like when your stomach is tight. Perfect. Nothing wrong with that. Invite it. Be okay with it. Surrender to it. I give myself permission to feel my fear. All right? Moving up the chain. There you go, Jennifer. You're awesome. I appreciate you so much. So the next thing is you have chest and throat, which is your sorrow. All right? Chest and throat. Sorrow. For those of you that had sorrow, raise your hand. Chest and throat, raise your hand. Awesome. I see you over there in the back. There you're in the front corner. Good job. Next thing is your back and your neck. Your back and your neck is where anger shows up at. That's how it shows up at. Now, why is this important, Brian? Because guess what? If you're really choosing to make a difference in your life and get rid of depression and anxiety, then you must understand what your body is subconsciously attempting to communicate to you via body language. When you understand that and you can accurately identify that, well, now we can breathe through it. Now we can love our fear into our courage and our faith. That means we release and realigned it through Scripture. Perfect love casts out fear. I'm not talking Brian's law. I'm talking God's law. That's what we're using to align. And then we have A, which stands for appreciation, which means, man, I'm so grateful that Brian shared this technique with us because now I can use it. I feel so amazing. Thank God I can sit here and breathe air that's free. Thank God I have this idea and concept that I can actually use it and actually receive results immediately. That's what I'm talking about with appreciation. Appreciation is very important because when you're going through emotional transmutation or emotional elevation, appreciation and gratitude is what really lifts that up. That's where you step out of fear and into faith and into appreciation. All right? So we have sorrow. I love my sorrow into my joy. Anger. I love my anger into my forgiveness of person blank, blank, blank for experience blank, blank, blank. Right? We can get more in depth. I'm just covering some surface stuff for you right now because depression and anxiety is those two things. Understanding what your body's trying to tell you and accurately identifying the emotion operating. Hang on. All right, my fan didn't turn on. I wonder why I was getting warm. All right, back at it. I apologize. Okay, so now we have word choice. This is important. I'm angry versus I feel anger. Now, this is very important, so make sure you listen with your left ear and make sure you open your mind. Okay? I am angry, which means I am in an angry state, which means yesterday, today, and tomorrow. All right? And really, the only time that exists is right now. This is very important. Yes, that's correct, Eric. Very important, all right? So listen to what I'm telling you. Hear what I'm sharing with you. Instead of saying I am angry, if I say I feel anger, that means right now. Guess what? We already identified and agreed that right now is the only time that exists. Yes or yes? Good job. Yes. Right now is the only time that exists. So if I'm looking to transmute or to flip an emotion from sorrow into joy, from fear into faith, from anger into forgiveness, I have to do it through positioning my language that positions me in the current moment of now. Marty, a little Back to the Future maybe. You know what's crazy? Back to the Future was talking about the time that we're living in right now. How you like that? All right, so now, when you understand that, and you understand I feel angry versus I feel anger, well, guess what? Hey, Brandy Miller, when I say I feel anger, that's gold, because now I'm completely in the moment of now. Now I can shift it because my language choice allows me to articulate this so that my subconscious can move and shift the energies now. If that makes sense, just type a yes so I can make sure that we are on the same page. Body language. Being aware of pains, symptoms, waking up between 3 and 5 a.m., all of this stuff. Body language is what you hear me reference a lot. It is by, hey Terry Wynn, it is by far the most fascinating, miracle creating, consistently and predictably information and wisdom I have ever used, and many of you that are on here have actually had me experience and use this with you, and it works every time. By far, it's the most amazing stuff that I've ever used. That's body language. So being able to identify what your body is actually telling you so you can make some new choices. Because guess what? Every one of us on here is a conscious creator. Unless you choose to operate unconsciously or in I don't know. When you say I don't know, guess what happens? You don't know. And you're not going to know. Instead, here's a ninja trick for you. This is a bonus. Instead of saying I don't know, say I choose to know. Or I give myself permission to know. Or what if I did know? Or who would know? Who could I call? All of those will get you off the hook and get you off of that loop and get you off of that closed access point where you can't move forward, right? So if you're waking up between 3 and 5 a.m., that means you have resentments operating in your life because that is when the liver meridian runs. That's just a quick bonus. So let's talk about some environmental factors, right? So let's talk about depression, like guilt, shame, anger, apathy in the past. No progress towards your goals will make you feel shameful. Not having goals will be a definite way to not give you any direction. And we're about to start getting into nutrition for a moment, right? So, and here's the important part, so understand this. Happiness is not a journey. Cancel. Happiness is a journey. It's not a destination. It's not a vacation. It's not like, oh, we traveled 14 miles, now I can finally be happy. The key to life is really being able to, no matter what it is, to be able to just be in your experience unattached to the emotions and thoughts that are flying through your head. Hey, Charles Searcy. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I've been following your stuff. So understanding that happiness is a journey. It's a day-to-day choice. It is a choice. Make no mistake. Hey, Melissa, it's a choice that you get to consciously make every day. Here's one thing that I'm going to challenge each of you to do. I have a waking thought, which means as soon as I'm aware that I'm somewhat awake, I have a waking thought that automatically goes into my conscious mind before I start my prayer, my gratitude for getting up and just being appreciative for being able to get up. I'm going to challenge you to create one for yourself. It could be something like this. Something great is going to happen to me today and through me today. Whatever. My one is I am the one sent to resurrect our planet. I had some experiences with some emotional work that I did with my coach and had this pretty crazy experience, and that was mine. I use it consistently. I am is very important at the beginning of that statement. I'm going to encourage you to create one that says I am. And that's your challenge. Okay, we love you. We forgive you. Don't let that happen again, Melissa Pennington. So why is this important? It's important because if you can set the tone of your day immediately and take conscious choice over before the devil and the spirit start to get into your brain and start to tell you stuff, you're that much more likely to be effective and to have an amazing day. I can tell you two things. I have been journaling. I'm going to show you this. I have been journaling in this book, and I absolutely love it, and I used to hate journaling. It's called the Self Journal. Here's what it looks like. You have your day over here. You have 3 things I'm grateful for in the morning when I get up. I've got my goals over here. I've got my action items. I've got lessons learned. I've got wins, and I've got 3 things that I'm grateful for at night. This has been super helpful. I'll see you in the morning, Tara. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. I love you, and I appreciate you. But when you have a journal and you actually can start jotting down your notes and you can start jotting down your lessons, like I had some scriptures, Aaron Houdin, I had some scriptures today that came through my app called Soul Revolution that were very helpful. Taking every thought into captivity. And fighting only comes from pride. Wisdom comes from listening. Those were 2 very timely scriptures that I was able to use and meditate on that really helped my day. So my invitation to you is I'm going to challenge you to get some systems, create a morning thought, create some journaling opportunities, create some meditation opportunities, because these things will allow you to take control of your brain. If you take control of your brain, it will take control of your heart, and you can eliminate depression and anxiety because it's learned, which means you've invested enough time and thoughts to where your body has learned to understand that that's the way that it's going to do. And when you can shift that and you can change it and you can put new information in your brain and upgrade your operating system, there's no such thing as being depressed and being fear when you're walking in faith, period. Impossible. 2 energies cannot occupy the same space at the same time. All right? So now we're going to talk about nutrition. Okay? I have some great little tools. Thank you, Mike Sewell, for sharing. I have some great little tools that I'm going to share with you right now, because here's the one thing. Hey, Adrian, here's the one thing that you get to understand. With nutrition, this is what's responsible for helping your gut, which is very important, which is going to help with ADD, help with depression, help with leaky gut, help with autoimmune, help with depression, anxiety. All of these things are extremely important. And most people have gut linings and gut bacteria that are out of balance, which means here's something cool for you. Ready? We have at any one time 4 pounds of gut bacteria in our intestinal tract. Now, when we're healthy, we have 80% good, 20% bad. So what I'm going to share with you is some things that you can find totally in our Nutrition Empowerment Series, Pasha, and you can actually find these in our Nutrition Empowerment Series that you'll have an opportunity to get involved in tonight. So let me just talk about some things, right? in no particular order. I got this today. This is sauerkraut, and it's beet sauerkraut. One of the most important things with sauerkraut is that it can produce mass amounts of oxygen in your intestinal tract. It also has some stuff called DIM, D-I-M, which is actually one of the main active ingredients for metabolizing estrogen. So ovarian cancers, for Brussels sprouts, sauerkrauts are loaded with that stuff because it's from cruciferous vegetables and it's fermented, which means it's going to have more of an impact, right? Cabbage. Yeah, so beets, you also know this from watching some of my videos. Beets beat disease. Beets can boost your oxygen uptake up to 400%. Beets have something called betaine, which lowers cholesterol. They also have some stuff called uridine, which is great for depression. They have some stuff called beta-lanes, which is the actual deep red color. It's extremely deep electron rich because of the color. When you look at it, it looks literally like blood. It's actually a blood cleanser. So if anyone has any type of illness that you're fighting, beets, without a doubt, is an absolute necessity in your life because of what it does to your blood. Beets are super amazing. I can tell you, kimchi works great. You know what's really interesting? Great question, Greg. Kimchi is actually given to the Korean workers. The government Korean workers gives its workers kimchi because kimchi actually cures and kills the bird flu. Scientific proven. I'm not pulling this out of my rear. This is not Brian's information. This is actual public information you can look up. Kimchi is very important. Literally, if you take a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut a day, you can boost your immunity up to 80%. That's how much of an impact it will make. All right? Now, depression and anxiety. Anybody know what this is? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Ginger. This stuff right here will knock your socks off. If you got some pain, you take a 2-inch piece of this stuff and you cut it up and you put it in your blender and put some water in it and drink it. It's called fire water. Now, why is that important? Here's something interesting. Hey, Lori, how to make beets yummy. Add some lime to it or some ginger and some mint to your smoothie. Just do like a third or a half at a time. I can tell you this much. I have some beet powder, and the beet powder is potent. Like when I go do jiu-jitsu and go do boxing and stuff like that, my oxygen and my breathing capacity is dramatically better. That's all. Would I get the same benefits from beating jutes? Juicing beets. All right, here's my opinion on juicing. I have one of my great dear friends and one of my great dear instructors that I value the wisdom that he shares with me every time. His name is Artemis Kassane. Check him out. I love the guy. He's one of my brothers, and he actually shares a lot of wisdom with me, and I'm grateful for him. He's on another world when it comes to intellect and understanding. Here's my opinion. I personally believe that juicing, I personally believe that blending is the way to go. Hey, Anna, all the way from down under. I personally believe that blending is the way to go because you actually extract all the nutrients that are caught up in the cellulose fibers in the skins, the seeds, and the rinds. Here's the most important part. Scripturally speaking, it talks about let the seed be your food for meat. A lot of the seeds are super potent. If you think about this, the avocado seed has enough chi in it to grow an avocado tree for 100 years. Yes, it probably will, Sean. So beets or seeds specifically and the rinds, very important in my opinion, because here's the thing. Most people have a bowel movement issue, which means they're not going enough. When they have a bowel movement issue, what happens is you're not excreting toxins, which means your body's going septic, which means you're not able to absorb your food and your nutrients, which means now you're malnourished. And unless you can get the stuff out of your system, and if someone is blending and they're uploading good solid nutrients in their body, but they're eliminating the exit strategy, I don't really think that's a great idea. Now understand, there's people who reverse illnesses like the Gerson therapy using nothing but juices. I'm just giving you Brian's opinion. I drink juices sometimes too. I just don't make them myself because I think it takes longer and it wastes a lot of the stuff. Now here's something too. Beets also help with anemia. So if you are anemic, beets are high in iron and you must eat them with kiwi to help the vitamin C to absorb the iron. All right. Now, here's a couple of other things. We didn't get to finish talking about ginger. Ginger actually has 9 compounds similar to serotonin. So if you have any anxiety challenges, this is super potent. It's also one of your top pain inhibitors because it's got COX-2 enzyme inhibitors. It's a blood thinner. It's also a yang food. So wintertime and ladies and men who have low circulation challenges and issues, this is a very good food to do. Now understand, do not put too much of this in your smoothie. This is the fastest way to ruin it. You can always put more, but you can't take it back. I personally, I use like a piece about that size, about like that big. I'm used to it. You may start off with something like that just to kind of get the idea and see if it's something that actually tastes good for you. All right. So now let's talk about this. Hey, Valerie. Anybody heard of 5-HTP? 5-HT actually helps to boost serotonin levels in your body. Completely normal. You can use this stuff on an empty stomach and it will help to boost your serotonin levels, which is what helps you feel good. Did any of you catch a video that I did today on Good Belly Big Shots? You want to see something funny? Check it out. Dun, dun, dun. Can ginger pills work as well as regular ginger? Good question. My personal opinion is nothing works as good as the real thing. Real thing. So Good Belly Big Shots. These are extremely potent. These are Good Belly Big Shots. This is a 50 billion count of probiotics called an LP299V. Why is that important? Here's why it's important. Because it will actually take and go down your intestinal tract, and it will not get impacted by your gastric acids and juices in your stomach. It will literally make it down into your intestinal tract, and it will actually proliferate and grow. All right? So Good Belly Big Shots, here's one of the things I tell you about probiotics is if you're taking probiotics and you don't notice that you're going to the restroom more volume-wise, then their probiotics are not working for you. I would encourage you to get them and try them out. I get them for like $4.20. Whole Foods will charge you twice that much. I don't recommend getting them at Whole Foods. And I recommend doing this. If you haven't never had a Good Belly, try them out. I can tell you that for me, it is a notable difference in how I feel and just how my body processes information. Especially if you notice that you're having a reward meal coming off of holidays. You heard me talk about this a lot when I did my holiday trainings. Boosting your Good Bellies, you're boosting your digestive floras, and boosting your enzymes, which I didn't bring, can dramatically help you to make a massive impacts. A very good question, Aaron. Thank you for that, Chanaman. You got to make sure you eat them on an empty stomach. Drink them on an empty stomach. Either first thing in the morning. I preferably say to drink them at night before you go to bed. That way, you have 8 to 7 hours or however long you're sleeping, and you actually let all that stuff proliferate down in your gut, all right? Now, I have something very special for you. I'm going to go a little bit longer, and I have something special for you because we have decided to keep going for our $77 special on our Nutrition Empowerment Series for another week because of the amount of people that actually got involved. So we would like to extend the opportunity to you if you feel called. Here's what is involved. You literally, for this week until Sunday, you have a little $420 off our Nutrition Empowerment Series. Hey, welcome, Melinda. We'll talk about that in a second, Mary. So here's what you have. Bonus number 1, you will be added to our closed Facebook group where Chris and I are literally going to start doing a training once a week for our family. So that way we can go through and answer questions specifically for you. So a lot of the people that are on here, that's what's coming down the pipeline for you come January 1, maybe even before that. Chris and I are nailing down the days of what we're going to do. And those of my family members that are already involved and already in our group, let me know what times work for you, AM or PM, so that way we can go ahead and incorporate that into our schedule and make sure that we get some topics and get some questions answered directly for our family. And we appreciate you for investing in yourself through us. So anyone that actually comes aboard and does our Nutrition Empowerment Series, you get added to our closed family group. Okay? Number 2, you're also going to get the MP3 version. So here's something to understand. Our Nutrition Empowerment Series, for those of you that have taken it on here, just put your opinion on what you thought on it, whether it was crap or whether you think it was a great investment and whether you would encourage someone else to do it and take it. Here's my experience of it because we put it together. It's 6 hours of content. It goes through different nutrition theories to help you to understand how to eat most effectively for you. It also goes through over 2 modules full of grocery store wisdom. Brian, make sure they have my info. Who's that? I'm on my page. That's weird. It's really weird. I just sent myself a note somehow and it says, Brian, make sure they have my info. And I'm like, what? Oh, it's Jocelyn. My assistant, I love you. You're amazing. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? That's funny. So there's 6 modules on there where literally we go through all of this stuff and talk about your grocery store foods. And we talk about what foods do what. We talked about good bellies in there. We talk about ginger, but we talk about why kiwis reverse asthma. We talk about why you can eat the avocado seed to reverse heart disease. We're literally going to help you understand exactly what to do from your grocery store so you understand how to empower yourself with the wisdom necessary that God has already made available to you and I. You just get to understand how to do it. Travis Smith, love you, bro. Tell your wife, Robin, I said hi. It's great to see you. Hey, Rebecca. So you literally can get it for $77. It goes through everything. And here's the deal. You lose nothing. If you don't like it, just let it know, hey, it sucked, and we'll give you your money back. Done deal. Okay? Bonus number 2, reminder, you get the MP3 version, which means you get the audio so you can listen to it while you're driving down the road or while you're working with your kids, so that way you can get the information in. Because here's the thing, what we are sharing with you is literally what's going to empower you to change generations of your family by speaking the truth and helping them to understand what God's already put in our grocery store foods. Because guess what? You are not going to learn this from the medical system, I assure you. Unfortunately, our Western medicine doctors have a minimum of 6 hours of nutritional education. That's no more than knowing that a kiwi is a freaking hairy fruit from Kiwi in Auckland and wherever it is, New Zealand. That's nothing. That doesn't tell you about the vitamin C, doesn't tell you about the reversing of asthma potentials, doesn't tell you about ADD, doesn't tell you about any of that stuff. Okay? Number 3, you and I. This in itself is worth your $77 investment because you and I get to have a conversation all about you. All about your situations, all about what's going on in your life and how and what ways we can help you to share some value with you to help you get the best out of your investment. Because ultimately, the only way for Chris and I to really feel that we're serving you is to really give you the best information possible and to help you understand how to implement it in your life, period. That's bonus number 3. And guess what? I got one more for you. This is only for the first 5 people, right? Only for the first 5 people. Here you go. You actually get Chris's grocery store training for free. That's a $97 value training. We're going to give it to you for free only for the first 5 people. So when you go out of my training and you go up to the post and you go to enlist, it will take you directly through. You order it for $77 and then make sure you message Jocelyn Britton on my page. She is my assistant. She will get you all of your information. If not, message me and I will get you connected. So let's go ahead and continue on. If you have any messages or questions, I'll be glad to answer them for you. Just message me. We're going to go a little bit further, right? So here you go. Let's talk about a few more things. Have any of you ever heard or seen this right here? This is called a Bach flower. Let's come and see if I can get the glare off of it. It's called a Bach flower. B-A-C-H. This one's called Rescue Remedy. Why is this important? This stuff is super important. If you saw my desk right here, I have a whole row of them. And it's important because this right here works on emotional, deep-rooted belief systems and allows comfort and calmness to come back into the body. I've used this on people with really traumatic emotional experiences that works immensely well. Here's another one. Cynthia Pritchard. This may be for you, young lady. Rescue Remedy. Second thing. These are Bach flowers too, but they all have little sayings. Like, check it out. This one helps you let go of those you care for, allowing them to lead their own lives. There's a whole row of them, and they all have different belief systems. So if you find yourself having some deep-rooted challenges, and you can get them at the health food store. And they, you know what? They actually have these for animals. They have them for dogs and cats, so you can get them for your animals too. And all it is it's a flower base. It's flower essences and an alcohol. You can't get drunk on it. I guess you could if you drank enough bottles, but from what you're looking for is they are a stronger version of essential oils. Steve Rivas, how you doing, brother? They are a stronger version of oils that work on more deeply rooted belief systems. So I highly encourage you, if you're having challenges, have a conversation with me first, and I'll let you know if it's a good fit for you. That way you're not wasting your money, because obviously we don't want you to waste any money. We'd like for you to be efficient with what you're getting and making sure that you're actually getting what's necessary for you. And if you would like to know that for sure, you can totally use a pendulum to do that. This is amazing right here. This is my little gadget. It goes with me everywhere. All right. Number 2, have any of you ever heard of kava? K-A-V-A. Tastes like dookie. What's up, Don? Welcome aboard, buddy. Kava is a great root that actually helps in calming down nervous systems, and it will make your mouth completely numb when you have it. You may have actually had kava chocolate bars. Super potent. The first time I had it, I was like, man, this stuff is great, and it's actually legal. That's amazing. Okay? Kava root. They make a lot of different pills for it. They make different chocolates for it, but it's definitely a great nerve calmer downer, if that's a good word for you. Here's this one. Lavender. I've gotten mine. I had some chocolates. One of my clients gave them to me, but they have a kava bar downtown. They've got them at a couple of little fairy shops like these right here. Polynesian Fusion Ceremony. There you go. Yeah, Steve. Steve, you also need a message. Violet, I got you hooked up with your tinctures. So lavender, this one is super important. This is like one of the only oils that actually known to boost alpha waves, which is really important. This is really interesting because this stuff right here, if I'm really riled up, I can put some and I'll put it on my wrist and I'll rub it in, and I can tell you immediately my nervous system gets nice and calm. All right. So lavender, in my opinion, stinks like dog get out. I do not have Melissa oil. And lavender, in my opinion, really stinks. So I really like cutting it with something else. I'll tell you that from a system calmer downer or from a nervous system decompressant that works very well, that is non-narcotic, is completely natural, God-made flower, lavender is extremely potent. Here's another one. Peppermint. Anyone who is having negative belief systems and negative thought patterns, peppermint will reverse those out. A lot of times peppermint reverses me out, and I don't really like it. I don't really use peppermint that much. But if you have stomach challenges and things like that, did you have it, Cynthia? So peppermint works really well, okay? Especially if you're having digestive challenges, anxiety challenges, you can put peppermint in your smoothie, and it will literally help your stomach and your digestive system to actually calm down. So, now, nutritional deficiencies like lack of L-DOPA, dopamine, lack of serotonin, all of those are in your gut. So having great gut health, if you took away anything tonight on depression and anxiety, it's going to be your brain, it's going to be the words you're speaking, it's going to be where you're living your life, whether it's in the future or in the past. It's going to be scanning your body and using the ABRA technique and understanding about body language, which if you have some challenges, let me know and we can talk about body language in our emotional breakthrough series and see if it's a good fit for you. Words you're speaking are directly creating your experience, either knowingly or unknowingly. All right, so that's very important. So understanding your digestive tract is all about how you feel. If you have feelings that you have not loved and you're not letting go with ease, you will totally have a challenge, without a doubt. Your digestive tract is all about loving what you feel and letting go with ease. That's why it's very important to analyze what you feel and be very aware of what you're feeling so you can actually love it, allow it to run its course, surrender to it, so to speak, make it okay. And once you do that, then you can start to make a new choice. Surrender to it, make it okay. See that? Willing to see differently. I can, I will, I can, I will. Very important. That's body language for you. So as you know when I'm talking, my body language is already like, yes, we're good on that. That's important for us to know. And that's what my body was identifying to me through this. So super important. All right. So now, that's all I have for you tonight. I trust and hope that you got some great value out of tonight, because I assure you, if you go back and listen to this 5, 10, 15, 100 times and take away the nuggets, take away the understanding of I give myself permission to be comfortable being uncomfortable, that will help you to deal with anxiety and help you to deal with depression. Understand depression is fear. Fear turns into what? Whose? My courage and my faith. When you understand that and you can use the ninja tricks of loving your courage into your faith and using the scripture to do it, God is no respecter of me or you. He's a respecter of his word. And when you implement his word through laws, through your speech and what you're saying, your body is going to automatically adapt. It's going to say, I can, I will, or I'm willing to be seen differently, or I'm seeing differently. Like all this stuff is going to happen immediately to give you confirmation and validation to let you know that what you're speaking, your subconscious is totally engaged and totally on point and totally in alignment. Consciously and subconsciously means you're running congruent, which is super important. Now, naturally, you can see how running congruent would be extremely important for yourself, right? Yes or yes? Yes, that's right. So, hey, for those of you that just popped on, I'm Tony Smith. What's up, brother? I appreciate you, man. I love you. It's good to see you. For those of you that haven't gotten involved in our Nutrition Empowerment Series, you have an opportunity. I just went over this, but just really quick for you. You can literally give it for $77. That's $420 off until Sunday with 4 bonuses. One of those you're talking to me, which is $500 at least if you were to do so and request an hour of my time. That's what you would pay for it. 2, you're going to get an MP3 version of our program so you can listen to it as well. You also get our Nutrition Empowerment Series for 6 modules of amazing God information and going through all the foods and what's available to you nutrition-wise. You also get added to our closed Facebook group. And for the first 5 people only, you get Chris's grocery store training video for free of a $97 value. So make sure when you get out of here, you go up to the link and enlist yourself. And make sure you message me when you do. That way we can get you set up, and Jocelyn can get you set up to connect with me. And that way you and I can connect and go through all the stuff that your little heart desires and get you on the great up and up for year 2017. I encourage and empower you to make the year 2017 the best year of your life until 2018. Awesome. Have an amazing night. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your participation. Thank you, Miss Audrey Nicole, Greggy Taylor. I appreciate you, Mom. Love you. And that's all I have. If there's any way I could be of service to you, please feel free to message, and I will get back to you at my earliest convenience. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your night to invest it with me, because I know there's a lot of other things you could be doing. And the fact that you took the time to invest in me just means that you love yourself, because all I'm doing is loving you while we're doing it. So have an amazing night. I appreciate you. Remember, if you don't make time for your wellness, who knows the rest of it? Somebody's. Hey, Eric, I appreciate you tonight. If you got some questions, man, message me directly, and we can talk some more about it. If you don't make time for your wellness, you will make time for your illness. Bye-bye. From Austin, Texas. Have an amazing night. Thank you, Melinda. Bye-bye. You too, Lynn.